Hello, and welcome to the Resource Library presentations produced by the NCC's Comprehensive Digitization and Discoverability Program. In this video series, generously funded by the Toshiba International Foundation, the NCC's CDDP task force highlights projects that are making digital images accessible in new ways. Each presentation discusses the project's content and purpose, how to use the site, and which tools were used to build it. We hope that these videos inspire and support those using images in their work or who plan to digitize their own collections.
Welcome to Popular Protest in Postwar Japan, the anti-war art of Shikoku Gorō. This digital exhibit about art and civic engagement was designed to display the work of Japanese artist Shikoku Gorō and to situate his work in historical and cultural context. Shikoku Gorō was a native of Hiroshima, known for his appealing paintings, sketches, and poetry. The exhibit Popular Protest in Postwar Japan guides visitors through the diverse art that Shikoku created to promote social justice. The exhibit also features contemporary arts that were inspired by this activist history. The exhibit is part of my ongoing research project on grassroots art activism. Although his works have been exhibited in Japan, most of these objects are in private hands and were not widely accessible. I was motivated to disseminate part of my larger research project in the form of a digital exhibit in order to make accessible these compelling examples of art important in social movements. This exhibit was designed for classroom use, but also for a broader general audience interested in art and politics and nuclear culture. Before I started the project in 2019, I contacted the artist's family and publishers of Shikoku's work to request permission to use digital images of his work in the exhibit. As you can see on the right, the NCC webpage provides valuable information about obtaining permission from copyright holders, as well as templates of permission requests in Japanese and in English. An inspiration for creating an image-rich digital exhibit was MIT's website, Visualizing Cultures, which features innovative, image-driven scholarship and learning in order to see history through images. Visualizing Cultures topical units are useful in teaching and research. When Visualizing Cultures started in 2022, computer programming and design expertise were required to build the topical units like this one. Now, open access tools like Scalar, Omeka, and Spotlight allow non-specialists to build online exhibits, although perhaps not with the sense of design and complexity of MIT units. This was my first foray into digital scholarship. I was fortunate to identify collaborators on campus who could provide guidance about the best digital tool to build an attractive and compelling digital exhibit. My team included staff at Oberlin College Libraries who had collaborated with many faculty members and students in using digital platforms for exhibiting faculty and student research and for pedagogical purposes. We were able to hire a student assistant who was a computer science major and was familiar with the materials from taking a class with me. My library colleagues introduced me to two digital tools, Scalar and Omeka. After much deliberation, we chose Scalar version 2 as suitable for this particular project. Scalar offers many options for featuring media. Scalar offers greater flexibility in arrangement of materials, which worked well with the emphasis on visually driven scholarship. Scalar makes metadata easy to find. Although programming skills are not required to create a Scalar site, and anyone can learn to use Scalar if they have time and support, my main roles in the project were content provider and exhibit design. I worked closely with my knowledgeable collaborators who uploaded content and provided support on the possibilities of Scalar. I highly recommend working as a team. My collaborators offered invaluable feedback about making the exhibit easy to navigate, accessible, and visually attractive. Scalar refers to the exhibit as a digital book, but it is suitable for visual exhibits that are image heavy. One useful feature of Scalar is the table of contents. Another good feature of Scalar is the ease of applying annotations to text or image. On this page, a pop-up annotation contains a hyperlink to a relevant site. The annotation may also include a definition or a citation. Another strength of Scalar is the ease of embedding different kinds of media directly into the page, such as this video. The video clip shows a live reading of a children's book called Angry Jizo that Shikoku illustrated. The popular protest exhibit is divided into 3 main sections, each centering on a book that Shikoku Gorō illustrated or wrote. Digital objects are often shown without context. In order to communicate the different sizes and shapes of the 3 books, we included photos of the books being held in a person's hands. Book size and format tell us a lot about how the book is used and modes of reading. Each of the 3 book sections is further subdivided into subtopics. Scalar uses non-linear organization. Users click on the hyperlinks in the table of contents to move to different subtopics. In this exhibit, the nonlinear structure of Scalar allows for deep exploration of Shikoku's art activism, as well as the legacies of his books and art. You can see in the center that the table of contents in the Atom Bomb Poetry section links to paths about the poetry book and the Our Poems group that Shikoku worked with. And also, on the left, you can see that this subsection highlights other media that the poetry group used as means of protest, such as the street poem poster. Users can explore in individual examples of the street poem poster. Users can move through the exhibit in different ways. As you see on the upper left, the table of content icon offers another path for users to explore topics of their interest. The exhibit was intended for classroom use, so the landing page includes a short list of questions for viewers to keep in mind as they move through the exhibit. For users who read characters or kanji, and for students of Japanese, the site includes an English-Japanese glossary of key terms and names. The site also features a list of references and acknowledgements of the many people who lent expertise, advice, and encouragement. Once we had completed a draft of the exhibit, we asked a group of volunteers to visit online and then to complete a survey that included questions about the ease of navigating the exhibit, the content, and what they found interesting. We took the feedback into account when making final revisions. After the exhibit went live, we made sure to disseminate information about the exhibit to relevant websites and listservs in an effort to make the digital exhibit discoverable. You see here a link to the exhibit in one of the MIT Visualizing Cultures units. And here, a link from a Columbia University site, Online Educational Units in Asian Art. For digital exhibits, some technical questions to keep in mind are the sustainability of the digital tool, ways to make the image-heavy internet content available to users in other forms, such as hard copy and PDF, and browser compatibility. Library websites offer stable and discoverable locations for digital exhibits. With this digital exhibit, I found new audiences for my research and an effective means of teaching this material. I invite you to visit Popular Protest in post-war Japan. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for watching the presentation. We hope you found it useful. Please check other videos in the CDDP presentation library.